Let's begin our journey into the world of reptiles with a fascinating creature, the marine iguana of the Galapagos Islands. This unique lizard, known scientifically as Amblerhynchus cristatus, is the only marine lizard in the world. You'll often spot them basking on sun-warmed rocks, absorbing heat after a swim in the chilly ocean. Their diet is equally remarkable. They feed exclusively on seaweed, diving beneath the waves to graze. The marine iguana's story is just one example of the incredible diversity and adaptability found within the reptile class. As we explore further, you'll see how reptiles have conquered land, sea, and sky, each with their own set of remarkable traits. Reptiles are among the largest groups of terrestrial vertebrates, and their journey began hundreds of millions of years ago. Fossil evidence and comparative anatomy reveal that reptiles evolved from amphibians during the early Carboniferous period, around 359 million years ago. Early reptiles were small, four-legged creatures with insect-eating teeth, thriving in a world rich with insect life. As the continents merged into the supercontinent Pangaea, the climate became drier, favoring reptiles over other vertebrates. By the Permian period, reptiles had become the dominant land animals, setting the stage for an evolutionary explosion that would shape life on Earth for millions of years. As the Permian period drew to a close, nearly all landmasses had joined to form Pangaea. This supercontinent's vast interior was much drier than coastal regions, creating challenging conditions for many species. Reptiles, with their adaptations for conserving water, were well suited to these arid environments. A mass extinction event at the end of the Permian wiped out many species, but reptiles survived and diversified, filling ecological roles left vacant by the extinction. The Mesozoic era, which followed, is often called the Age of Reptiles, as these animals became the dominant large vertebrates on land. About 235 million years ago, a new chapter began with the rise of the dinosaurs. These remarkable reptiles evolved from thecodonts, an extinct group of crocodile-like creatures. Dinosaurs quickly diversified, adapting to a wide range of environments. The movement and breakup of Pangaea changed climates and habitats, challenging some species while allowing others to flourish. Dinosaurs' success was partly due to their upright legs, which gave them speed and agility, and their ability to thrive in dry conditions. As we move through the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods, we'll see how dinosaurs became the dominant land animals for over 150 million years. Triassic period marked the early days of the dinosaurs. Fossils from this era show small carnivorous dinosaurs becoming increasingly common, eventually replacing their thecodont ancestors. Dinosaurs' upright posture allowed them to move quickly and efficiently, giving them a competitive edge. The dry conditions of late Triassic Pangaea suited them well. Another mass extinction at the end of the Triassic wiped out about 80% of living species, including the last thecodonts and large amphibians. This event, possibly triggered by multiple asteroid impacts, reduced competition and allowed dinosaurs to dominate the land. Jurassic period is often called the Golden Age of dinosaurs. During this time, dinosaurs reached their peak in diversity and size. Herbivorous sauropods, the largest land animals ever roamed the Earth, while armored dinosaurs like Triceratops developed defenses against predators. Carnivorous theropods with their powerful legs and sharp teeth became the dominant hunters. The variety of dinosaur life during the Jurassic is a testament to their adaptability and evolutionary success. This era set the stage for the incredible diversity of reptiles that would follow. Dinosaurs weren't limited to land. Some Mesozoic reptiles like pterosaurs evolved the ability to fly, ranging in size from sparrow-like creatures to giants with wingspans as wide as small airplanes. In the oceans, ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs thrived. Ichthyosaurs resembled modern dolphins and were likely fast swimmers, while plesiosaurs had long necks and compact bodies. These adaptations allowed reptiles to conquer nearly every environment on Earth, showcasing their evolutionary versatility. Despite their dominance, dinosaurs vanished about 66 million years ago. Scientists have long debated the cause of this mass extinction. The asteroid impact hypothesis suggests a massive asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula, sending dust into the atmosphere and blocking sunlight. This led to drastic climate changes and the rapid extinction of many species. Evidence for this theory includes high levels of iridium, a metal more common in asteroids than Earth's crust, found in sediments from that time. However, another theory, the multiple impact hypothesis, proposes that several asteroid impacts combined with other environmental stresses gradually led to the dinosaurs' decline. While dinosaurs disappeared, four modern orders of reptiles survived and diversified: Colonia turtles and tortoises, Squamata lizards and snakes, Rhynchosphalia tuataras, and Crocodilia crocodiles, alligators, caimans. Today these groups include over 6,000 species, occupying habitats from deserts to rainforests and even the ocean. Their success is due to a combination of ancient adaptations and ongoing evolution, allowing them to thrive in a wide range of environments. One of the most important evolutionary innovations in reptiles is the amniotic egg. Unlike amphibians, which require water for reproduction, reptiles lay eggs encased in a protective shell. Inside, the embryo is surrounded by specialized membranes, the amnion, yolk sac, allantois, and chorion. These structures provide food, remove waste, and protect the developing young. The leathery shell prevents water loss while allowing gas exchange. This adaptation enabled reptiles to fully conquer land, and it's a trait shared by birds and mammals, pointing to a common ancestry. Reptiles are covered in thick, dry, scaly skin that's a far cry from the moist skin of amphibians. This tough outer layer, made of keratin, the same protein in your hair and nails, prevents water loss and shields the animal from injury and infection. Lipids and proteins in the skin make it watertight, allowing reptiles to survive in some of the driest environments on Earth. This adaptation is crucial for conserving body water and thriving on land. Modern reptiles have developed highly efficient respiratory and excretory systems. All reptiles breathe with lungs which are kept moist inside the body, even in dry climates. Their excretory systems are adapted to conserve water, with land-dwelling reptiles excreting nitrogenous wastes as uric acid, a compound that requires very little water to eliminate. These adaptations help reptiles survive in environments where water is scarce, giving them a significant advantage over their amphibian ancestors. Reptiles have a unique circulatory system. Most have a three-chambered heart with two atria and a partially divided ventricle, while crocodiles boast a four-chambered heart. This structure allows reptiles to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, minimizing mixing and improving efficiency. The flexibility of their circulatory system lets reptiles divert blood away from the lungs when they're inactive or underwater, conserving energy and helping regulate body temperature. This adaptability is a key reason for their evolutionary success. Reptilian lungs are large and often divided into multiple chambers, increasing the surface area for gas exchange. The lining of the lungs may be folded into tiny sacs called alveoli, which boost oxygen absorption. Most reptiles fill their lungs by expanding their rib cage, drawing air in as the pressure drops. This method is similar to how humans breathe, but with unique adaptations for their lifestyles. For instance, many snakes have only one functional lung, elongated to fit their slender bodies. The brain of a reptile is similar in size to that of an amphibian, but with a much larger cerebrum which controls behavior and integration. Vision is a key sense for most reptiles, with large eyes and keen sight. Hearing is also important, though snakes lack external ears and rely on vibrations. Unique to reptiles is Jacobson's organ, a specialized structure in the mouth that detects odors. Some snakes even have heat-sensitive pits to locate warm-blooded prey, showcasing the remarkable sensory adaptations of this group. Jacobson's organ is a specialized sense organ found in most reptiles, especially lizards and snakes. It's located in the roof of the mouth and is sensitive to odors. Reptiles use their forked tongues to collect scent particles from the environment, transferring them to Jacobson's organ for analysis. Some snakes, like pit vipers, have additional heat-sensitive pits below their eyes, allowing them to detect the warmth of prey even in complete darkness. These adaptations make reptiles highly effective hunters. Reptiles are ectotherms, meaning they rely on external sources of heat to regulate their body temperature. In contrast, mammals and birds are endotherms, generating heat internally. Most reptiles live in warm climates and use behaviors like basking in the sun or seeking shade to control their temperature. This strategy allows them to survive on much less food than endotherms, but it also limits their activity in cold environments. Ectothermy is a double-edged sword, efficient but with its own set of challenges. Maintain optimal body temperature. Reptiles use a variety of behaviors. A lizard, for example, may bask in the sun to warm up after a cool night, then retreat to the shade to avoid overheating. If it gets too hot, it might pant to accelerate heat loss. These behaviors allow reptiles to keep their body temperature within a narrow range, even as the environment changes throughout the day. This flexibility is key to their survival in diverse habitats. Ectothermy allows reptiles to survive on much less food than endotherms of similar size, as their metabolism is slower. However, it also means they can't live in very cold climates and must become dormant during the coldest months in temperate regions. Ectotherms can only sustain maximum activity for short periods, as their metabolism can't provide enough energy for long-term exertion. This trade-off shapes where reptiles can live and how they behave. Reptiles display a variety of reproductive strategies. In oviparity, the female encloses each egg in a tough shell and deposits it in a safe place. Most reptiles, all birds, and a few mammals use this method. The eggs develop outside the mother's body, relying on the yolk for nutrition. This strategy is effective in stable, safe environments where the eggs are less likely to be disturbed by predators or environmental changes. Reptiles use ovoviviparity, where eggs are retained inside the female's body until they are ready to hatch. The young may be born live, but they receive nutrition only from the yolk, not directly from the mother. In viviparity, no shell forms around the egg, and the young develop inside the mother, receiving nutrients through a placenta. This method is common in mammals but also found in some lizards and snakes, especially those living in colder climates where external eggs might not survive. Most reptiles provide little or no care for their eggs or young. Hatchlings are usually independent from birth, ready to fend for themselves. However, crocodilians are an exception. Female crocodiles build nests, guard their eggs, and even carry hatchlings to water in their mouths. Some lizards and snakes may guard their eggs until they hatch, but extensive parental care is rare. These differences highlight the diversity of reproductive strategies among reptiles. Order Colonia includes turtles and tortoises, ancient reptiles with a body encased in a shell made of fused bony plates. The carapace forms the top of the shell while the plastron is the bottom. Turtles and tortoises have changed little in over 200 million years, a testament to the effectiveness of their design. Aquatic turtles have streamlined shells and webbed feet for swimming, while tortoises have domed shells and sturdy legs for life on land. Turtles and tortoises lay eggs on land, often traveling great distances to reach traditional nesting sites. Marine turtles, for example, may migrate thousands of kilometers to lay eggs on the same beach where they hatched. After laying eggs, females provide no further care. The hatchlings must make their way to the sea or begin life on land, facing numerous challenges from the start. This remarkable life cycle is a blend of instinct, endurance, and adaptation. Crocodilians are the closest living relatives of dinosaurs, including crocodiles, alligators, caimans, and gavials. These large aquatic reptiles are found in tropical and subtropical regions worldwide. Crocodilians are expert hunters, lying in wait for prey near water's edge. Their anatomy allows them to see and breathe while mostly submerged, and a special valve in the throat lets them feed underwater without drowning. Their powerful jaws and stealthy approach make them formidable predators. Order Squamata is the most diverse, including about 5,500 species of lizards and snakes. It key feature is their loosely joined upper jaw, which allows for a wide range of feeding strategies. Lizards are found on every continent except Antarctica, ranging from tiny geckos to the massive Komodo dragon. Most lizards rely on speed, agility, and camouflage to escape predators, and some can even detach their tails, a process called autotomy, to distract attackers. Lizards have evolved a variety of adaptations to survive. Many are small and quick, using camouflage to blend into their surroundings. If threatened, some can shed their tails, which continue to twitch and distract predators while the lizard escapes. The tail will regrow over time. Larger lizards, like monitors, have forked tongues to sense their environment, and only a few species, such as the Gila monster, are venomous. These diverse strategies help lizards thrive in many habitats. Snakes, with about 2,500 species worldwide, are instantly recognizable by their legless bodies. Their unique anatomy includes a backbone with hundreds of vertebrae and ribs, providing flexibility and strength. Muscles manipulate both the skeleton and skin, allowing for graceful, efficient movement. This adaptation likely evolved to help snakes move through thick vegetation or burrow underground, where legs would be a hindrance. Snakes have developed two main methods for subduing prey: constriction and venom. Constrictors, like boas and pythons, wrap around their prey and squeeze until it suffocates. Venomous snakes, such as vipers and elapids, inject toxins through specialized fangs. Some have fangs at the back of the mouth, while others have large hinged fangs at the front. These adaptations allow snakes to tackle a wide variety of prey, from small rodents to birds and even eggs. Once a snake has subdued its prey, it must swallow it whole, as its teeth are not suited for cutting or chewing. Snakes have highly flexible skulls, with jaws that can open to an angle of 130 degrees and are joined by elastic ligaments. This allows them to consume animals much larger than their own heads. The process can take an hour or more, but it's a remarkable example of evolutionary adaptation. Order Rhynchosphalia contains only the tuataras, rare reptiles found on a few small islands in New Zealand. Named for the spiny crest along their backs, tuataras are most active at low temperatures and feed on insects and small animals at night. Human activity and introduced predators have greatly reduced their numbers, making them a conservation concern. Tuataras are living fossils, offering a glimpse into the distant past of reptilian evolution. Let's recap the key adaptations that have made reptiles so successful. The amniotic egg allowed them to reproduce away from water. Watertight keratinized skin conserves moisture and protects against injury. Efficient lungs and excretory systems help them survive in dry environments. Their circulatory system provides flexibility, and their diverse senses make them effective hunters and survivors. These traits have enabled reptiles to thrive for hundreds of millions of years. Most reptiles, like turtles, have a three-chambered heart, while crocodiles have a four-chambered heart. This difference allows crocodiles to completely separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, similar to birds and mammals. Turtles, on the other hand, have a partially divided ventricle, which still minimizes mixing but allows for more flexibility in blood flow. These differences reflect the unique lifestyles and evolutionary paths of these two groups. Reptiles inhale by expanding their rib cage, lowering pressure in the chest cavity and drawing air into the lungs. When the ribs relax, air is forced out. This method is efficient and allows reptiles to breathe effectively on land. In snakes, the right lung is often elongated and functional, while the left may be reduced or absent, reflecting their specialized body shape. Reptiles rely on more than just sight and hearing to find prey. Jacobson's organ detects chemical cues, while some snakes use heat-sensitive pits to locate warm-blooded animals. These specialized senses give reptiles an edge in hunting and avoiding danger, highlighting the complexity of their sensory world. Ectothermy allows reptiles to survive on less food and energy, but it limits their ability to live in cold climates. They must rely on environmental heat sources and can only be active for short periods. This strategy shapes their behavior, distribution, and evolutionary success. Oviparity, ovoviviparity, and viviparity represent three reproductive strategies in reptiles. Oviparity involves laying shelled eggs, ovoviviparity retains eggs inside the female until hatching, and viviparity nurtures young internally with a placenta. Each strategy offers advantages depending on the environment, from protecting eggs to ensuring young are born in safe conditions. Turtles and tortoises are unique among reptiles for their shell, which is made of fused bony plates. Their ribs and vertebrae are attached to the shell, and their pelvic and pectoral girdles lie inside the ribs. Unlike other reptiles, they have a beak instead of teeth. These adaptations have allowed them to survive for millions of years with little change. Crocodilians have several adaptations for feeding in water. Their eyes and nostrils are positioned on top of the head, allowing them to see and breathe while mostly submerged. A special valve in the throat prevents water from entering the air passage when feeding underwater. These features make them efficient and stealthy predators. Many lizards can detach their tails when threatened, a process called autotomy. The detached tail continues to move, distracting predators and giving the lizard a chance to escape. The tail will eventually regrow, though it may not be identical to the original. This defense mechanism is a remarkable example of evolutionary innovation. Snakes can swallow prey much larger than their heads thanks to highly flexible jaws and elastic ligaments. Their teeth are curved and needle-like, perfect for gripping but not for chewing. This adaptation allows them to exploit a wide range of food sources from eggs to mammals. Tuataras are often called living fossils as they have changed little since the time of the dinosaurs. They are most active at low temperatures and have unique features such as a spiny crest and a third eye on top of the head. Human activity and introduced predators have made them rare, but conservation efforts continue to protect these remarkable reptiles. Nolies are a group of lizards known for their ability to change color, ranging from brown to green. This adaptation helps them blend into their environment, avoid predators, and communicate with other anoles. Factors like background color, temperature, and stress can influence their coloration. Observing anoles in different settings reveals the complexity and effectiveness of their camouflage. From their ancient origins to their modern diversity, reptiles have demonstrated incredible resilience and adaptability. Their evolutionary innovations, amniotic eggs, watertight skin, efficient respiration, and diverse senses, have enabled them to survive mass extinctions and thrive in nearly every environment on Earth. Today, reptiles continue to fascinate scientists and nature lovers alike, offering insights into the history of life and the power of adaptation. As we conclude our exploration, it's clear that reptiles have left an indelible mark on Earth's history. Their story is one of survival, innovation, and adaptation. Whether basking on a rock, gliding through water, or slithering through grass, reptiles remind us of the incredible diversity of life and the ongoing process of evolution. Their legacy continues, inspiring curiosity and respect for the natural world.